Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. There is one thing which I've consistently stated on this platform, and allow me to repeat it again. In politics, nothing happens out of mere coincidence. Everything in politics is normally well planned, well scripted, and executed to achieve a specific political objectives. There is no way close allies of Moses Wetangula, who is the fourth Kenya party leader, can endorse the Deputy President Dr. William Ruto for the presidency in 2022 without his authority. There is no way. The Deputy President Dr. William Ruto was in Bungoma yesterday. Of course, today he is in Kakamega. And during that visit in Bungoma, the Deputy President was endorsed by a close ally of Moses Wetangula. The Kabushai Member of Parliament, Honorable Majimbo Kalasinga, who represents Moses Wetangula in Parliament, endorsed the DP. Listen in to him briefly.
Jioni hii, mukiona Majimbo Kalasinga, amepatikana hapa jioni hii. Na mmeona Evans Kakai hapa. Kabuchai mambo imekwisha sasa. Kwisha sasa. Dr. William Samoei Ruto kitu moja. Peke yake kitu moja. Ambayo mimi nakubaliana na wewe. Ambaye mimi Majimbo nakubaliana na Mheshimiwa William Samoei Ruto. Ni kwamba sisi hatuwezi enda kwa mtu ya kitendawili. Huyo mtu wa kitendawili ndiye alikuja akafunja Moses Wetangula akamtoa katika uongozi. Huyo mtu wa kitendawili ndiye alikataza Wamalwa kijana kuwa rais wa nchi ya Kenya. Huyo mtu wa kitendawili ndiye alipeleka wewe Hege akakufunga, ataka kukufunga. Sasa hapa tumekubaliana. Mwaza kwa fikirisiane. Lakini ndugu yangu William, wacha nikuombe kitu moja. Kwa sababu wewe ni rafiki yangu. Kidogo vijana. Hata wakati ya by election najua kila kitu. I'm going to do that. Wakati wa by election ambayo ulipita, hata ingawaje wewe ulikuwa katika UDA, wewe ulisaidia mimi bwana. Bwana sasa wacha tuache imani. Mimi nawezaje kuacha wewe bwana? Hapana, hiyo itakuwa mtu mbaya bwana. Lakini mwisho mimi niko na heshima ya Mheshimiwa Moses Wetangula.
Now let me ask you a simple question. Do you think Majimbo Kalasinga can gather the courage to endorse the DP immediately he was elected? Because this guy was elected just through a by-election recently for the presidency. I don't think he would do that without the approval and the authority of the Kenya party leader, Moses Wetangula. And Majimbo Kalasinga is not the first ally of Moses Wetangula to endorse the DP. Immediately after the last election and after the handshake, the first person to endorse the deputy president was Chris Wamalwa, the Kiminini Member of Parliament. Chris Wamalwa is a very close ally of Moses Wetangula. And up to now, he has not been punished. Now listen to Chris Wamalwa because he has done it severally, but this was the first time he was doing it.
Sisi tulikuwa NASA, wanajubilee walikuwa wakikuja hapa wakituambia tupatie 20 years. 10 years ya Uhuru Kenyatta na 10 years ya William Samoei Ruto. Sasa huyu anakula 10, sasa inafika 10 ya William Ruto, tunaona dalili ya sifu anataka kumruka. Nauliza hii ni ungwana kweli? Na sisi katika upande mwingine we got sympathetic to William. And I'm telling you, right now, kura ikikuja saizi ya President William Samoei Ruto is the president of this country. Ile Mungu ameshika, hata binadamu mjishike wangapi, mlete scandals ngapi, yote inashindwa. Muendelee kutuombea, na sisi Waluya tunapenda ugali. Wakati tunateka ugali, unga na maji, si ndio? Na maji kizidi unga, unaenda naomba unga wapi? Kwa jirani. Na mali sisi naomba unga kwa jirani ni hapa Sugoi. Sawa sawa. Hatuwezi enda mbali, ama mnaona namna gani? Sio ni maendeleo? Na tukiwa na State House hapa Trans Nzoia County by extension, maendeleo itafika hapa.
No, that's Chris Wamalwa. And it's not the first time Moses Wetangula is being accused of working with the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto. Now, let me tell you why ODM party removed Wetangula as the minority leader at the Senate. After the handshake, and of course even before the handshake, Raila Odinga believed strongly, and his team, that Moses Wetangula was working with the Deputy President, Dr. William Ruto. And that's why, for those who've been following ODM, how they operate, once they realize something like that, they'll just remove you and life will go on. So they kicked out Moses Wetangula as the minority leader because they believed Wetangula was being used to undermine their objective. Just like what they did to Kingi in Kilifi. When Kingi started bringing problem, they simply removed him and life is continuing in Kilifi. That's exactly what they did to Weta. And again, even within the OCA, One Kenya Alliance, and whenever the president meets them, every time President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga meets NASA core principles, there's always leakages. And fingers are always pointing to one man, Masika Wetangula. So in this video today, I want to explain to you guys why I strongly believe that Majimbo Kalasinga and even Chris Wamalwa are relaying Moses Wetangula's message to his supporters. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thank you guys for your continued support, because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now let us get back to business. Politics is a very interesting game. And that's why I love politics. There are certain signals that you can easily pick and arrive at a conclusion. The truth of the matter is that One Kenya Alliance movement will not hold. And one man is going to lose terribly. The man called Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi is planning to go into a war, but with Moses Wetangula as his main guy. Of course, he has done so well up to now, because every time Musalia Mudavadi goes outside there, he's accompanied by Moses Wetangula, which means he has actually united the larger Western Kenya region. But Moses Wetangula, in my view, is looking at politics from a different perspective. So ultimately, Moses Wetangula is likely to join Ruto. So the moment Wetangula will join Ruto, Mudavadi will have no option unless he's also being persuaded to join Ruto. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, in my view, might actually work again with Raila Odinga. Even if that will not happen, he's going to run for the presidency under Wiper. Gideon Moi is with President Uhuru Kenyatta. If Uhuru will tell him to join Mudavadi, that's what he'll do. If Uhuru will tell him to join Raila, that's what he'll do. But as at now, I'm looking at a situation where Gideon Moi will work with Raila Odinga. Which means in the One Kenya Alliance movement, Musalia Mudavadi is going to remain alone. And if Musalia Mudavadi remains alone and he runs for the presidency, I don't think his ANC party will get votes. It will be a repeat of 2013. But what are the signals which are being sent by Majimbo Kalasinga, Chris Wamalwa, and other allies of Moses Masika Wetangula? What is the objective of Majimbo Kalasinga's statement? In my view, 2, 3, or 4. Number one, I strongly believe that what they wanted to do, the Ford Kenya leadership, was to test the ground. How was the ground receiving the message of Kalasinga working with Ruto? How was the ground? I was not there. But you could gauge from the crowd that, of course, the crowd was mobilized by Ruto people, so you could definitely gauge from the crowd that they were for it. And if you listen to Kalasinga, his message was very clear that they cannot work. He cannot work with Raila Odinga. You wonder why? Because he's saying that Raila Odinga stopped Weta from, removed Weta as a minority leader, which is the truth. But again, if you follow politics, Wetangula had been kicked out in 2013. Were it not for Raila Odinga, Moses Wetangula would be a nobody in these countries today. And then he's also reviving the memory of the political fight between Wamalwa and Raila. Remember, Wetangula has supported Raila Odinga 2 times, 2013 and 2017. Why revive it now? So basically, he wanted to test the ground. And I'm sure already they've received the brief of how the ground received the fact that Wetangula can actually work with the Deputy President, William Ruto. That's number one. Number two, I also tend to think that Moses Wetangula is using these schemes of endorsing Ruto as a strategy to raise his stakes in One Kenya Alliance. And if One Kenya Alliance were to negotiate with Raila and Uhuru, then his stakes are going to be raised. The truth of the matter is that in Bungoma County, Moses Wetangula has an upper hand. That's the honest truth. So, he can be easily ignored. But the fact that he has the numbers means he can be prevailed upon. Please, usiende, we just remain with us here. So if Raila Odinga, for example, Uhuru Kenyatta is keen on the unity of NASA as a coalition and is bringing in Jubilee and Kanu. So it means when the president will sit down with these guys, his stakes will be high. He will tell them, for me, I'm out. So atabembelezwa, they'll prevail upon him, no, usiende, just remain here. And then he can say, for me now, what I want Bungoma governor, I want the Speaker of the Senate, so which means he's going to be supported for the Senate. He'll say, I want Bungoma to remain Fort Kenya zone, so which means he will prevail, the president and Raila Odinga might actually be told, don't sponsor candidates in Bungoma. So he's basically using these strategies to raise his stakes. Number three, it could also be about Bungoma politics. The last 2 elections, Ford Kenya managed to win Bungoma. Basically, the governor in 2013, they won through Ken Lusaka. Of course, Lusaka went to Jubilee after that and was elected the Speaker of the National Assembly. He's making a comeback. Senate, he wants to win that. Then again, the parliamentary seats there. So it will be easier for Musalia Mudavadi, for Moses Wetangula and his party to actually manage to win those seats if he aligned himself with the DP. Bungoma borders Uasin Gishu and those other Rift Valley counties. So it will be easy for him to do that. So I think he could be playing those tricks. And of course, the DP can actually fund him. And Majimbo Kalasinga alluded to that even when he was contesting for his seat, the deputy president actually came out and supported him. That's the honest truth. Because in Bungoma, the challenge Weta has is the current governor, Wangamati. Wangamati is delivering on the ground. Doesn't have time for him. There's a rebellion against his party. If he can team up with the DP, it's okay. But remember, there's also strong presence of ODM in Bungoma. So if ODM can put their act together, support Wangamati, then it means Fort Kenya will have a bit of problems there. I'm not saying they'll have a problem, but they might have that problem. So Moses Wetangula might be playing that Bungoma politics. So for him to thwart any attempts of ODM, any attempt of Wangamati, the governor, and this group to take over in 2022, Simiyu, the Eseli Simiyu, to take over in Bungoma, then he can work with the DP. Number 4, I think he might also be keen on the Speaker of the Senate. Remember, the deputy president is not going to produce a running mate. William Ruto is not going to produce a running mate from the larger Western Kenya. The rest of the people, they have their own objectives. Boni Alwele just want to become the governor of Kakamega. You talk of Washiali comfortable just being the member of parliament for Mumias West, then definitely being either the majority whip or the minority whip. So for Weta, he would be comfortable by supporting the DP in the hope that the UDA party is going to elect majority of members of parliament. Then from there, he can be appointed or elected as the Speaker of the Senate. And lastly, I also think that the message which is being sent out is that Moses Wetangula and his party are planning to negotiate with William Ruto about the Western Kenya politics. Whether they are going to draw to their side Musalia Mudavadi, I don't know. And this is why I really pity Musalia Mudavadi. Musalia Mudavadi must decide, because like even today, Musalia Mudavadi is in Meru. But who received Musalia Mudavadi in Meru? Malala and Ayub Savula. So Musalia Mudavadi must also up his game. Because Weta, from what I'm seeing, is moving ahead of him. By the time he will realize, it will actually be late. So in my view, Moses Masika Wetangula is likely to join William Samoei Ruto. But again, just like I said, it could be a strategy to raise his stakes within the One Kenya Alliance movement, so that in case there will be a negotiations between Raila and Uhuru and One Kenya Alliance movement, then he will have a bargaining power. Let me hear your thoughts on this. Thank you guys for taking your time. And for those who are watching the channel for the first time, please take a second or two, just click that subscribe button. And for those who would want to support the channel, the best way to support the channel is by clicking that join button there. So just click that, then you can follow that process, then you become part of the channel membership, which is a straightforward process. Then from there, you'll become one of the channel members. And again, you can always support this channel just by clicking in the thumbs up button. If you click thumbs up button, there's a way YouTube will promote the video. So just click up that thumbs up button. You can also share the videos. I know so many of you guys are sharing the videos through various channels, Facebook, WhatsApp, anywhere. Have a good day. Bye-bye.